Hi, and thank you for joining us for this Fireside Chat. This is our first Fireside Chat for November, and it's great to have you here and joining us. We have with us today, we have Claudia Beswick, the Executive Director at the PMFRC, as well as Amy MacKenzie. Amy is a military family navigator here at the PMFRC, and her specialty is really dealing with families with special needs and helping them to navigate some of the unique challenges that they have when they are moving to a new location or settling in a new location or trying to find the services and resources to help their families to thrive in day-to-day life and in maybe some of the challenges that they are facing. Before we kick off, I just want to let you know that we will be talking about different types of resources. We are talking about our Special Needs Family Forum that's happening tomorrow, and there is still time to register. We're going to put all those registration details in the comments so you can watch to the end and then scroll on down and contact Amy and register for tomorrow's session. Claudia, before we start, do you want to talk about what's new at the PMFRC and maybe what's coming up that people may want to know about?
Sure. Before I talk about what's new at the MFRC, though, I just want to share with everyone about our new national website. It looks and feels a little bit different than our CAF Connection site. So Military Family Services and MFRCs have been working for a while on getting everything ready with this new website. So it will hopefully be a seamless transition for anybody that's trying to use the website. And Claire, our communications specialist, has been amazing at getting all of the information transferred over and translated. And so all the work that she's put in the past few months has been amazing. So although we're no longer using cafconnection.ca, it's now cfmws.com, but not to worry. If you still type in CAF Connection or go to your bookmark, if you have that bookmark, it automatically takes you to the new website. And stay tuned because I believe Julie is planning a special fireside chat with some key members to walk us through the new website, how to find things. And yeah, it's all very exciting. So we're looking forward to that. So for now, some of the upcoming activities that we're hosting. There'll be a few that I'll mention, but don't worry, Julie will always make sure that the appropriate links are in the comments below. And just remember, this is not an exhaustive list of everything that we're doing. So please make sure you check out the website for our activities and events that are coming up. We're happy to share that the Mental Health Walk-in Clinic is back to in-person, and it's on the first and third Wednesday of each month. The clinic is open from 4 till 7, and there's no need for an appointment or a referral. This is open to all CAF families, so adults, children, teens, families, couples, and can be accessed at the Family Center location. There's also access to a Francophone clinician at each of the clinics, and the youth counselor will be available during the session on the first Wednesday of every month. So, of course, if you wish to still speak to people or speak to someone during daytime hours, then you can reach out to the Family Advocacy Advisor to schedule an intake for that. So lots of opportunities if you need to reach out to anyone on the mental health team. We also have our youth counselor who is in both Bishop Smith and Valor High Schools. She's available for one-on-one sessions with high school students at Valor and Bishop Smith during school hours. Students can just sign up for an appointment with her using the sign-up sheets that are at the main office at the schools, and then they'll receive a permission slip to leave class for the session. So making it very easy for the youth to access the services if they need to. We have a new Get in the Know program, which is for parents who want to educate themselves on changes and challenges that teens are facing. The teens are really facing several challenges, and adding being a CAF family member just adds to that a little bit. So this is a great program that parents can attend either virtually or in person. There are 2 sessions coming up. Julie will put the links in the comments. One is on the 8th of November and one is on the 29th of November. So details on how to register are also in the comments. We have our Daddy and Me program happening on the 7th of November. This event is for kids 0 to 6 and accompanied by an adult. And they can join us for supper, engage in various activities. And I hear they are serving homemade pizza and salad. So that's pretty cool. We have a Building Resiliency Family Workshop, which is a deployment-related workshop for children and adults. This is pretty cool. Children will learn skills on how to cope with different challenges that arise during a deployment. And at the same time, adults can join their own group, receive supports and resources to help both themselves and their children through the deployment. So more information on that as well is on the website. And last, but certainly not least, I'm going to end by also letting everyone know that the volunteer coordinator, Sarah Gunter, is very, very happy to announce that the youth volunteer program is back in person at the Southside Community Center. So if you're a youth looking for volunteer opportunities, please reach out to Sarah. She'd be more than happy to hear from you, because I can't tell you how excited she is that that program is back to in person. I think that's it for now, Julie. You're on mute.
I'll put all that information in the comment section, as well as a link to our new website, cfmws.ca. So all of that is there, as well as the links to the various different events. We're really excited to have more and more to share in this what's happening at the PMFRC section. It has been a long time of coming, and we are very excited to tell you more. One of the things that we are particularly excited to tell you more about is our Special Needs Family Forum. Amy, this is the 8th family forum that we have done at the PMFRC, which seems crazy to me. For those people who maybe haven't heard about the forum, or have heard a little bit but not entirely sure, can you tell us a little bit about what the forum is, why we do it every year, and maybe what people can expect when they attend?
Yeah. So this year I'm really excited because we have some new community partners coming as well. But historically, what we've done is have families come, find out who at the PMFRC can support them, and find out who some of our local community partners are who are specialists in certain areas. So maybe it's not a service you require now, but you'll know what's available. And when the time comes that you find after your child received a diagnosis that maybe you require occupational therapy, or you're looking for options in ABA or speech and language services, that you know who those providers are. So it's an opportunity for families to get to know what's available locally, put some of those, names and faces together, and sort of know where to start when they're looking for support locally. The other piece of the forum is for families to have an opportunity to voice challenges and concerns that they have, so we can better support them locally, regionally, and within the MFRC.
You talked a little bit about families who have a diagnosis. I just want to sort of clarify, if your family is, going through challenges and you don't have a diagnosis yet, can you still attend the forum?
Absolutely. Really, it's more of a community information. So getting to know what is available, and most of the supports that I provide, you also don't need a diagnosis for. I'm just here to support you, get to know what's available in your community, and find the right services. So come and find out what's available.
So don't let that be a barrier. If you're looking for information, or if you want to contribute to the discussion, we want to hear from you as well. You talked about community partners and the fact that we are having a discussion. Which community partners can people expect to talk to?
Yeah, so the ones that have chosen to attend this year all have something new and exciting happening. So Adaptable Occupational Therapy has expanded their services to include Pembroke and Trenton and Kingston over the last little while. So they're available to let us know, with new staff as well, what kind of services they offer and what's available in person and virtually, and tell us about that. Brand new organization, Hillside House, which is a veteran-owned organization teaching social skills. They are coming to the forum for the first time to chat about their services. Dragonfly Family and Learning Services out of Killaloe. Their staff have grown immensely, and they support families all across the county now as well. They've really expanded their services and are going to speak and share all of that. And another partner attending is Autism Ontario, who's always been very supportive to help us out and connect with families and advocate for families provincially as well. And they really like to know what's going on with military families and how they can better serve them. So we're happy to have all of them here.
So even if you've been to a forum before, or if you've lived in the area before, and you may be familiar with some of these partners, this is a great opportunity to get up-to-date information about what's new. Maybe there's something that has changed in the last couple of years from your family's perspective, and some of the programs, maybe you're now more interested in, or the program may be brand new. We've learned since COVID that there's so much that can be done online, and there's so much more that's on the horizon that you can find out about. So we've been doing this for 8 years. Obviously, this is something that is important to us. Why are these types of conversations such a priority for the PMFRC in general, but specifically for your portfolio, Amy?
So it's very important to us that families know they have a voice, that we're here to listen, and we want to know what their challenges are so that we can better connect them to services, so we can better support them, and that we can advocate for them as issues arise. So if families don't tell us, we don't know, and we can very much, tailor programs as best we can to meet their needs if we know. So if families are willing to come and share what's happening, what their challenges are, but also what their wins are, what the successes are, what's working well, that better serves everyone in the long run when we know what we can do.
And I think that's my favorite part of the forum is really that conversation part. And I do like hearing from the stakeholders, don't get me wrong. It's always nice to get that information from our partners, but also giving the families the opportunity to ask the questions and to talk about what's important to them has always been one of the most interesting parts about the forum, and seeing those connections getting made. Claudia, I wanted to bring you in on this discussion. Amy does the forum. She does like a lot of other special needs stuff, but we talked at the top the fact that her main role is the Military Family Navigator. That's a new role for the PMFRC. Can you talk about what the Military Family Navigator does? People who are on the team with Amy, what their role is and how they can support families, whether they have special needs, whether they're new to the community, or maybe any other challenge that they may be facing, from relocation to absence or some sort of transition in their family.
So I'll just go back to a couple of fireside chats ago. We talked about what some of the modernization that military family services have been doing with MFRCs, and how we're looking at our levels of service in 3 levels. Level 1 being information and awareness, level 2 being that navigational support, and level 3 being the mental health supports and access to the social workers. And I think our family navigators, they are currently at a level 2 of targeted support. So what that means is a military family that is coming into the community and needs a little bit more additional support or connectivity to community resources, that's what these family navigators are doing. So although in Amy's case, where she does have her, she is our subject matter expert for everything special needs, the other navigators are also aware about the services that are available. So there's 5 family navigators that are well-versed in MFRC programs, well-versed in the community resources, and a family can come in and access any one of those navigators and ask, questions on, are you dealing with deployment? Do you have special needs children at home? Are you a Francophone family? All of those can be sorted through with that one navigator. It really is targeting and meeting the families where they're at. What kinds of services do you need? What kind of supports that we can do that warm transfer with the family? It's working one-on-one with the family to help them address any of the barriers that they may be dealing with if they're posted to Petawawa. So if you've relocated, whether you're coming in or going out, if you're dealing with a deployment, if you're IR, if you're, if the CAF member is on training or exercise, whatever that may be, and you need some additional support beyond, do you have a list of babysitters, that kind of stuff, then reach out to one of the family navigators. And we're really excited about this new initiative because there's so much skills and expertise on the team, and Julie manages that team of 5 navigators, and there's just a wealth of knowledge, experience, and empathy there. So if you're in a situation where you need a little bit more help, then reach out. We always have a family navigator on call every day, so nobody has to wait to access those services, and you don't have to ask for anybody specifically. You just have to reach out to a family navigator. They have a general email as well, which I'm sure Julie will share in the comment section below. So really happy that this is the direction we're going, because it really does support us in helping the families navigate, this lovely, wonderful military life.
Or if you want to give them a call, you can call 613-687-2104. They are all at the Southside Community Center, so you could even walk in if you would like to do that. So that's my little plug. So you do the navigation role, you do the forum, but you do have a couple of other programs that you do have for special needs families. You've got some fancy stuff up behind you there, Amy. Can you talk about maybe some of the other programs that you do look after in that special needs subject matter expert role?
Yeah, so I do have a lot of stuff behind me here. I'm really excited tomorrow night to be able to speak more about that. So we are relaunching, reintroducing, reopening the special needs equipment lending library for all the items that I can most easily clean and send to you with the good sound feeling that they're well looked after and that they'll meet your needs. So I will be able to share what some of those items are tomorrow that are as of tomorrow available for families to lend out. So that is coming. We also support families through the Exceptional Families Network, which is our monthly peer support group for families to connect with each other, have a chance to talk, to vent, to chat, to support each other, and really grow their own support network. So that program has continued virtually the last couple of years. We meet on the very first Thursday of every month at 8:30 p.m. We do that later, so families have a chance to put little ones to bed, or at least start that bedtime routine before they join in at 8:30 or 9, and whenever they have a chance to sit down and say hello. That group has chosen to stay on Zoom for now. That seems to be working really well for them. We do chat with each other, and we also have guests almost every month on different topics that families are asking for. So that's continuing as well. Tomorrow being the first Thursday of the month would normally be our Exceptional Families Night. Instead, we moved that program to next week. So next Thursday, November 10th, will be our next Exceptional Families Network.
So there's lots going on, lots of reasons to connect with Amy. She can tell you more about the full range of programs and maybe the one that's going to work best for your family. Claudia, we've been talking so much over the last few weeks and the last couple of Fireside chats about community partners and how we are really working to engage with our community partners, our community stakeholders. How does that type of work, how does that type of effort benefit our military families?
Well, for us, the key to supporting, the modern military family is definitely based on our many relationships and partnerships that we have, both local in the community and our base resources. And fundamentally, that just enhances what the MFRC can provide. We can't do it all. We aren't the be all end all for all families. And it's really all about giving families options to access whatever services are best for their family. So in order for us to be effective in our service delivery, we need to really focus on these partnerships. We know that the MFRC can't provide every level of service that a family may need, but our job is to work within the community and develop that partnership because we all are supporting this community. We don't duplicate any services that exist in the local area, but we are available to connect the families and partner them together to any other level of support. So in Amy's case, where she talked about some of those partners, if somebody comes in tomorrow and wants to talk to her about special needs or any one of the navigators, they will work with that family and do that warm handover. And that's really what it's about. All of our base and community partners are linked to the organization because we share many of the same values. And we're all aware of the great services that each of our organizations provide. We often say no door is the wrong door. I think you've heard me say that so many times on pretty much every Fireside chat that we have, and we'll facilitate that handover with families to the resources that they need. And for us to be successful, we need to extend our reach and impact, and that's the reality. We have a common goal, and that's to support the clients we serve and our military community. So really sustaining all of those relationships and partnerships helps us explore new strategies and ways of doing that. And, a good example of that is the new partners that Amy is inviting to the Family Forum, because these things are ever changing and there's really new, exciting things coming up through the pipeline, and we try to stay connected with that.
It is not too late to sign up for the forum, is it, Amy?
Definitely not. They can send me an email if they'd like to attend tomorrow, and I'll send them the Zoom link, or I'm at the Fireside Community Center for the rest of the day today and tomorrow. They can pop in here and I can share the info then as well.
So it's not too late to sign up. It is tomorrow at 6 p.m. It is happening online, so you don't have to worry about traffic or gas or parking or getting a sitter. You can do it from the comfort of your own home. So send an email to Amy. I'll add the link below. Or Amy, do you want to just give out your email address?
Yep, it's just Amy, amy.mackenzie at petawawa.mfrc.com.
So I'll add that into the chat below. If you would like to get a hold of Amy, or if you would like to attend the forum, send an email. We look forward to talking to you. Thanks again for joining us, folks. We appreciate your time. And if you have any ideas or feedback or things that you'd like to share with the PMFRC, we would love to hear it. I'm also going to include a link for our feedback form, and that is going to send the information to Claudia, information about different comments or concerns or anything that you'd like to share with the MFRC. Have a great day. Bye.